Hey guys, how's it going? It's good to see y'all. Where else am I going? I'm going. Where is, please try to, oops. We have another pass today, guys. So Tiffany passed. Yay. She found out today. This is her second time taking the test, and she passed. She said, I'm an amazing teacher. I don't know about that, but I hope it helped some. Absolutely, for sure. Hey, Twinkle. Sorry I'm late, guys. I had to, I did a Walmart order today, and I hate that app sometimes. It switched me to pick up instead of delivery. I'm like, why do I pay $100 a year for me to come get it? No, that's not what it should have been. But I needed the items, so I had to go get them really quick, and they didn't have them ready till between 6 and 7. Usually I have them just deliver the stuff at the house, and the boys can put it away while I'm doing my live. But I had to go run and go get them really quick, so sorry about that. But I have some really cool new questions tonight and some really neat observations, too, from some of these questions to go over. I'm seeing some really neat observations from these questions. Oops. Hold on, I gotta take it. It's a phone call. Hey, this is Jennifer.
Hello, my name is Iris from Hippix.
Yes, you've got our tablet fixed.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just calling to
Awesome.
let you know it's ready for pickup.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. And y'all are open till on what hours tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Got a crashed tablet from the oldest that needed to get fixed. I have Verizon cell phone service. So if you add home protection to all your devices, you can get like all your TVs, tablets, video game systems, all of it fixed. It's $25 a month to add to your phone bill, but they'll ship it back to me. I didn't want to deal with that tonight, but I'll call them tomorrow and tell them to ship it back to me because I don't want to drive there. And that's all covered. But anyway, I think Travis dropped the oldest child's tablet and broke the screen. So it's kind of neat. You can get anything fixed. You just have to talk to people, I guess. But that's easy enough. Sometimes they'll come to the house and just fix it right here and there. But if it's something they got to order a part for, they'll just send you a shipping label and you just ship it to them. And then you can either go pick it up or they'll ship it back to you. I shipped it to Vegas, so they'll ship it back to me. I'll call them tomorrow. I'm doing great. I'm still working on Lab and Path. Was working on some of the out of sequences today. Was working with some new practice exam questions too today that I thought were really cool. And was noticing some observations too from these. What circumstances? Okay, I think we did that question the last time I was here. Patient wants to correct wrinkles. I think we did that question. And what's this one? Integumentary. Just bringing up some questions I might want to do tonight. Y'all got any questions? I know we got Tiffany who passed her exam this weekend. Awful cool. I know she's had some study buddies in the group, and she credits our Discord for helping her out. So if you haven't joined our Discord, she said the only easier this time was because of our Discord group. So that's finding this group was so helpful. That's awesome. That was her observations. If y'all didn't know, it is medical coder day today. So it's a national holiday for us guys, right? If you are a coder. And if you have not joined our group, please do so. Download the Discord app. The app looks like Mickey Mouse's britches, but apparently it's a gaming controller, but it looks like Mickey Mouse's britches to me. And then join Medical Coding by Jen server, and I have all these practice rooms, like you can practice questions here, what to expect on exam day, CPT code resources. I added to anatomy today. Where's my anatomy one? I think I pressed the button. Didn't mean to. Sometimes when you press that button, it gets rid of the rooms that you've already seen, but where's the anatomy? Right there. Anatomy room. I added some new anatomy pictures today. Some different types of fractures drawn out for you, which are really kind of cool. I have those words written out actually in the musculoskeletal section. If we go to my notes on that page, I have the different types of fractures written at the top of my green guy up here. But it's always nice to actually see what the actual fracture looks like, a complex and incomplete. What does a green stick look like? But I have them all listed here in my notes, which is kind of handy. At least have the names and things down. Lab and Path is where we're working on. I added a new cervical spine. I've never seen the body done like that. I just thought it was so funny and interesting looking. You know, you have a lot of cervical ones, and it's neat how instead of it somebody standing up and you see the normal pattern, this was very different, but it was very neat how you can see the C-spine going down the hands, which is very neat. And then the other side, you can see the thoracic is on the opposite side of the arm. One's on the outside, one's on the inside. So that was very neat. I thought it was a very cool and interesting picture because it was very different description. And you've got more C-spines down here, or nerves that are controlled by that area. So I just liked it. I thought I'll always like finding something new and different. It's a different way to work at it. I worked on book prep guidelines in chapters 16, 17, 18, and 19. It's such a chore. It is, Annie. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Awesome. Coder's Day is your birthday. That's very cool. Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing great. The kids will be out of school. I think their last day is Wednesday. So I'm going to get pretty busy here for the next 8 weeks after that until school starts back up in August somewhere. That is great. Lab and Path. Will I ever get done? Will I ever get done noting these? Oh my goodness. So when I was doing some prep questions today, I've noticed that finding, you know how I've told y'all that every answer is in the 3 books. It's in Hippix, it's in ICD-10 book, and it's in the CPT book. Whatever question happens to be on the CPC exam, the answer is in the books. You just got to know where to find it. Some anatomy questions can be found in the CPT book, of course. Some anatomy answers can be found in the ICD-10 because you've got those anatomy little pages right before you start coding a new chapter. If you're coding cardiology, there is an anatomy section right before the cardiology section where it says that, this is the cellular makeup of the heart, the muscles, this is what it does, and then it goes through the pathology of certain diseases that you can have. So that's neat that the ICD-10 has that, but also your Hippix has quite a bit of anatomy in it. And you really wouldn't think about it having that, but it does. And some of the answers I'm finding, they have gotten the answers from the Hippix book for anatomy. But I'm having trouble with tutoring finding the same answers in different versions of the Hippix book, like Optum or AMA. So each entity gets to write up their books their own way. They're all going to have the CPT codes and the normal CPT descriptors, but AAPC will add in like the colonoscopy chart or their own examples of the way to code certain things. They'll add in their own anatomy pictures, their own notations. They even, in the ICD-10 guidelines, AAPC puts in these graphs of certain things that are unique to AAPC, just like Optum does the same thing and AMA does the same thing. You have the choice to bring in each book, but if you want to be able to find the answer to AAPC's CPC exam questions, I think it's a better option to go on and get AAPC's versions of those books because I know what pages those answers are on, and we're having trouble finding the same chart or the same anatomy picture in some of the other versions of the books. It may be there somewhere, but it'll be interesting to see what you guys think and see if y'all can find the same anatomy pictures in your versions of these books too as I go through some of these questions. So anyway, it was interesting. I'm worried we're not going to be able to find some of the same answers, but anatomy is only 5 questions on the whole exam. So does it really matter a whole bunch? Do I want you to go out and buy AAPC's versions just for the CPC exam? No. If you've already got something, don't do that. But maybe for future students who are trying to plan which books to buy, that might be a thing where even if you get the Hippix for prior year and the ICD-10 for prior year and only get a new version of the CPT book, I probably ought to recommend the AAPC's versions is where I'm leaning towards right now for new people. Anyway, very interesting. Any questions about any codes or any section before I get into practice questions? You need to work problems in 15, 16, 17. No, 15, 16, 18, and 19. Hey, Shell. How are you doing? We had some interesting observations also from Jessica, one of the first people that I ever mentored, and she's passed. She's working in a coding position right now doing outpatient surgeries one of the things that she mentioned are challenging right now are coding in real life, the differences between the right fourth metatarsals, partial resections, fifth metatarsal, partial resections, right foot adjacent tissue transfers, like 24 square feet, those kinds of things, or some of her challenges even out there in the real life. So what I did for her is I showed her in our lovely adjacent tissue notes that each one of them are distinct into the square centimeters. I don't know how she's getting feet, but Lord, you might have to have a conversion calculator of some sort, converting feet into square centimeters. But we do have an add-on code down here for the additional 30 on top of that. Most things are between the less than 10 or over 10 to 30. And then once you get to 30, you can add on 30, 30, 30, 30 as many times as you needed for your add-on code, which is kind of neat. And then in our Hippix book, if you have the AAPC version, what did I do with it? Let's see real quick. We have a better hand picture than we did in the CPT book. The Hippix book actually has a better one that tells you the differences between the metacarpals or the metaphalanges, inter or metaphalanges. It also numbers the digits so that you know which one's first, second, third, fourth, those kind of things. When she's doing resections, you need to be sure to know the differences between your distal, middle, and proximal. Distal is to the first knuckle. Middle is, of course, from the middle knuckle, or the first knuckle to the middle knuckle. And then this part is your proximal. Right there, that's your proximal. But that kind of stuff. This Hippix book, I'm on page 58 if you have AAPC's 2022 version of the Hippix. On page 58, it has a bit better hand one than we do have in the CPT book. You can add all that information, of course, if you felt like it and had the time, to your hand. I've done pretty much all of it. Did I number them? I usually do number them. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I numbered them. I got meta. I don't know if I have intraphalange, but I've got the meta. That's probably about the only thing I don't already have noted in here. But it's a cool picture. A lot of times you forget that this book even exists during the exam because you only have 4 or 5 questions during the whole exam. But they do have quite a bit of really cool info. Whew, my book. So many notes. And I got to keep making notes, especially for lab and path. Just figuring out all of our out-of-code sequences is a challenging job as it is. It's good to see you. Hey, PJ, how's it going? We've got an L. There's one in the ICD-10 book, Optum page 33, has an interesting one. When I get into these questions for today, I'd love to see if y'all have some of the same pages. I know one of the challenges for somebody I was tutoring last week was finding in their I think they had an AMA version of the Hippix. I was trying to show off where, let me find it real quick. We have some ASC payment indicators. We have an APC status indicators. We have a service type indicators and also the place of services. So in your Hippix book, we have Appendix D, which is place of service. It's the same page we have in our CPT book. Your very first page in the CPT book, around here somewhere, this one right here, right after your first cover, you've got the place of service codes, which are the same. The O1 is pharmacy, O1 is pharmacy. It's called Appendix D in the Hippix book, but the things that the CPT does not have is the type of service codes, which are listed here: hospice, surgery, anesthesia, those kinds of things. One little sheet, just so you know where you could find it in case you got a question. Then there's also the APC status indicators: A, B, C, D. Just things that I don't think are on our exam. These probably would be on your CCS exam. But just in case, I wanted her to know where Appendix E was in the Hippix book, but it wasn't anywhere near where I've got it in the AAPC version. So I'm on page 550 for the type of service, 551 for your status indicators, and then your payment indicators is on 553. Just in case you ever needed it and they just had one question on it, you would know where to go. But it was really hard for them to find. Hey, Go-Kart, how's it going? But I don't know if that is in everybody's Hippix or if it's in a totally different area. You can go here to TikTok. Just download your Discord app on your phone, set up your account, then right here on TikTok, no telling what's going to pop up. Let's go.
Now under investigation in Utah.
Monkeypox. Oh my gosh, those monkeys. Go to my bio, which is clicking on my little bubble up there, Medical Coding by Jen. You go right here to this link tree, click on that. It'll bring up everything, and my Discord study group is right there, and it'll automatically add you in. You'll say accept the invite, and it'll throw you in our Discord. So super cool. We got 1,000 people just about in there to help you out every day, all day long, with practice exam rooms, resources divided up by each book, how to prep your books, compliance and regulatory, plus if you're doing any other certification like risk adjustment or auditor, you can go in there. If you're looking for medical terms, anatomy, if you want to see who all we've helped, get job resources or continuing education, absolutely. All of it's in there. Anesthesia, how to start and where to start with Discord. There is a cool video that Betty posted in here that shows you all about Discord and how to use it. I still need to watch it. But anyway, Discord is cool. Super helpful. Ton of resources. You want to be a biller or coder? That's awesome. No, not in Hippix at all. My goodness. Appendix A and B, page 433, if you're in the 2021. Good. That's good, PJ. I'm glad it's in there. I wonder if you got the AMA version or if you're in the APC version. All right. Let me bring up some questions for tonight. Let's see. Where is this? Okay, and where is the other one? We're going to go to probably around here with our definitions of certain stuff there, and then move this out of the way. What did I do with the... No idea. Okay. Well, Sandra, you don't really technically have to start over. All you need is a CPT book for starters. Get you a CPT book. Start making notes. I'll show you how to make notes in your CPT book. If you plan on trying to take your certification exam before December 31st of this year, get a 2021 or 2022 will last you all of 2023 too. So hopefully you could find one fairly cheap. You're going to go through this CPT book, and the first thing you're going to do is fix all of the out-of-code sequencing codes. The book is in numerical order. Don't worry about tabbing it. But what you do need to do is fix all of the out-of-code sequences. Some of the numerical codes are out of sequence, and you need to be able to find codes super fast. So when they are out of sequence, they give you a red number, and it says this code is out of sequence, and it's in this range, and you got to go find it. Some of them are super close or on the same page. Some of them are really far away. All you need is to go through the entire book and write down the page number of where this code is at, because you won't have time to go look up where this is at. If you get here and it's out of sequence, you need to be able to run to the right page. So that's number one. Then you need to highlight in yellow any CPT codes. Some of them don't have it, but ones that do, anything that's in a parentheses like this has those reverse C things around it. Those words are keywords on your exam. You can take the aapc CPC exam without taking another course and without taking any other classes. You can just take it with self-study, and that's what I recommend. Once you finish highlighting every CPT code that might have a parentheses and whatever that is in the parentheses, you need to find anything that says do not use underneath a CPT code. So some of them have the CPT code, and then they have a notation, don't use this code with any of these codes. I like to underline them in red and double star them. That's super helpful during the exam to make you remember to, once you get up here, and if this is a possible answer, you will look down to your parentheticals, is what we call these. And if any of your answers have these code with any of these other codes, then you can eliminate that as a possible answer, and you can get the answer group down to probably a 50-50 shot, or at least one of them off of you. That's super helpful. And then there are certain times when it tells you to use a code with another code, like right here, when it tells you you need to use this code with that code. That is super helpful to know, because if that's a possible answer with both those codes together, you know it could possibly be the correct answer. So I mark those in blue right there on every single code if it's got it. And then the other thing I like to do is to mark whether a procedure is open or closed, because a lot of times the CPT codes are very similar, but the only difference is that one procedure is open and one procedure is closed. So anytime it says the word open, I circle it in green. Anytime it says it's a closed procedure, which is mostly in the musculoskeletal section, we will mark it in orange. We will circle it in orange because that sort of looks like it's red during the CPC exam, and it'll stop you from picking that as an open procedure. Let's see if I can find some examples, because that is super helpful during the exam, especially in this musculoskeletal area. I'm in respiratory, so that's not helpful. Get back over here to ortho. You can see we've got the same procedure on the same bone in the same area, but the only difference is one's closed, one open. So super helpful to do that. The other thing is sometimes the procedures are unilateral and bilateral. So then I go through the book again and mark whether I notice that any of the parentheticals say to add a modifier. Or if the procedure is bilateral or unilateral, I'll mark those differences, because looking it up during the middle of your exam is super stressful and hard to do, especially when the guidelines are very far away. So if a procedure is noted to be unilateral, I put a big U in front of it. If it's noted to be bilateral, then I'll mark a big B in front of it. That's super helpful. The other thing is when a guideline tells you that radiology is or isn't included in a certain procedure, I'll go mark that to the codes where it tells me. This paragraph tells me that all these codes, and there's like 50 of them here, include radiology, but when you go to their CPT code descriptor, which are pages away, there's nothing in here that mentions that it does include your radiology. So I go mark up each one of them to say that it includes radiology so that I know ahead of time. But you have to go to each code and fix that issue that they didn't add. So once you get the book prepped and you define any words that you might not know what the meaning of them are, like in integumentary, there's quite a few that you might not know. Like what is a bulla? B-U-L-L-A. Just Google it. It's a blister is what that means. Things like that. If you don't know what a certain word means in a descriptor, then just define it. And that's helpful. Then you're well on your way to prepping this book to getting it ready for the CPC exam. It's a timed exam. It's also one that is, the answers are already there for you. So you don't have to know how to code. You just need to know how to pick out the correct answer by looking for key terms. If you're doing an excision, is it open or closed? Is it by puncture or by scraping or what have you? If in cardiology, are you in arterial or venous? Those kind of key terms that you get to learning the more you practice is super helpful. Let's see. All right. I'm in school now and will graduate in June. Our professor just told us today not to write in the book. Chrissy. Everything on AAPC's website, all their study guides, and even these books right here, even these books, the directions on how to use these books on the very beginning of this book tell you what to do, how to write it, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to highlight. That is just utter garbage, whatever. And It is unfortunate. I mean, the formatting and terminology of this page and what it tells you and how to write it, everything on the instructions on how to use this book, if you read all this carefully on these pages, will definitely tell you to highlight, move your guidelines from the front of the book to the actual CPT codes. There will be instructions everywhere in the AAPC curriculum that tells you to write in the book. And in fact, they even write their own examples for you to go move to the actual codes for you. I think, see right here. Oh, you can't see. You can't see. For example, if you're going to code one thing or another, it'll tell you right there to go move this to the actual code anytime. It says, for example, a surgery prep with a 20 SQ wound that takes care of this, you're going to code that code. So you could go to that code and write that example down right beside it. They even give you what to write beside the codes. You just have to move it. Super handy dandy. Hey Cassie, how's it going? Can't believe they're telling you not to write in the book. Your book, you paid $500 for those books. You can write on any free available white space. Absolutely. You are encouraged to, even buy the books. Are they going to ask anatomy questions during the interviews? Yes, for jobs. Might possibly even give you a quiz or an exam. Certain places will. You can go to glassdoor.com, look up that company, and see what practice exam questions they may have asked you. They'll be listed there. So can you sell it back? If you're talking about the CPT books or something, not that I know of, I have a room in my Discord group where you can sell your books or things openly and negotiate prices there if you want to, or go to Amazon, McCary, whatever you wanted to do. Sell them there. She said they would not let us take the exam if we wrote in them. Unless you're overseas in another foreign country, Christy, that's total garbage. As long as you're in the United States and you're taking it at an AAPC facility, even if you're taking it online from home, you can have all you want written in it. Now, if you're over in Dubai, some foreign countries, not native to the United States, I've heard such horror stories, but it's not AAPC's guideline. It's your country's mandate. It's got nothing to do with AAPC. Not at all. And it is totally wrong. It is not what AAPC wants, promotes, or asks you to do. You can even go to AAPC's website and see directly on their website, even without a course, that they encourage you to write and move info and highlight and bubble in and whatever else you wanted to do to your books. They're yours. You own them. There's absolutely no reason not to. Any medical coder would have notes for medical coding purposes. It is an open book exam. There's no reason why you can't write in your books. Especially even the books tell you to. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to find that lovely guideline. I wish I didn't have to find it all the time. Here we go. From aapc.com themselves. You may add whatever you wanted to your books. You just can't tape, glue, staple any extra writing surfaces, but you can absolutely, and they recommend for you to add examples to your guidelines. You should draw your own E&M table in there if you wanted to. You can mark in, you can have definitions of body parts. You can write main terms, prefixes, suffixes, to any of the anatomy. It goes on and on and on about what to do. They just don't want you creating new surfaces to write on, like taking an entire page and whiting out an entire page and making it your notes. Somebody did that at some point. But any available white space, absolutely write on. Absolutely. Hey, Jen, I saw that you wrote in your book the different meanings of the modifiers in color. Yep. She said they won't let you take it. That's idiotic. You can have all kinds of stuff written in your book. Hey, Kashmir, how's it going? All right. If she's talking about any state in the United States testing facility, she is way wrong. Way wrong. It is encouraged for you to do that. Absolutely. I've had people go in with more stuff than me written on it. I've even had people go in with stuff written on the cover of the book, take their exam. Absolutely, you can write on it. I don't recommend tabbing it. Tabs just get in your way, but absolutely writing your book all you want. All right, let's get to doing some practice exam questions. So what's going on with these 14,000 codes? Where are we at? 14,000. We're at the adjacent tissues. Yep. What we were talking about earlier. Anytime you see adjacent tissue transfer, know in your heart of hearts, this will only ever be a 1-code scenario. It will never be a 2-code scenario. All of these include the excision with the transfer. So these are always 1-code answers. Anybody want to take a guess as to what the answer is? It will, yep, you better start now. It'll take you about 49 hours. That's at least, yes. We got some B's, C's, and D's. So, we're doing 7.3 of the upper left arm. These body parts are done by trunk, arms, scalp, legs, forehead, cheeks, eyelids, ears, nose, and then there's some that say any area, but they do start off with a much bigger square CM listed than what we have. We have a 7.3 of the upper arm. Which codes are for the upper arm? That should help narrow down the search right away. Is just looking for upper arm. Where are our upper arms coded at? And what I did was I kind of just wrote down beside the codes. I know that 14000 and 01 is for the trunk. And then I know 14020 and 21 are for the arm, legs, and scalp. And so forth. That way I just have that written out right beside the codes. Yep. So we know our 20 and 21 are the 2 codes for arms. Would we ever code 21 by itself? I guess we could. Yep, it is not an add-on code, but it is a child code. It only goes by size at that point when you're doing these 2 codes. So you just need the 10 below or the 10 above. And we are below 10, so that one's pretty easy. That one's definitely your D. And just in case you need it, we're on page 110 of the 2022 book. Yep, D was our answer. So now we have a difference between the 1,000 codes and the 19,000 codes. What's our differences between those codes? That's what I would look up first. In the 19,000 codes, I'm over in what kind of territory? 19 O's. I'm in the mastectomy procedures, right? And then the 1,000 codes, I'm in the skin area, right? 100. A fine needle aspiration. Yep. So are we doing fine needle aspirations or mastectomy procedures? We're doing fine needle aspiration, right? So that can help me get rid of those two codes right away. Then I just need to look up my differences. And if you can't find these codes super fast, they are out of sequence. Just saying. Somebody I was mentoring this week was like, where is that code? It's been deleted. And I'm like, no, it hasn't. Keep looking. So it's a difference between these two. What kind of fine needle aspiration are we doing? And these fine needle aspirations are only broken up into several little areas. Some of them are without guidance at all. We're just going to stick a needle in something and draw some fluid out. Then the rest of them are by ultrasound, by MR machine, a stereo machine, those kinds of things. They're all, let's see, we probably don't use stereo. We're doing fluoroscope, ultrasound, no guidance whatsoever, CT scan, or the MRI. Yeah. Stereo comes in later. So we don't have any mention of any guidance whatsoever, do we? Our 05 is by ultrasound, right? Did they use ultrasound right here? I don't see anything. So we know we're D. Yep. And we're on page 93 of the CPT book. So we got 1/5/8 all the way through. The 30 and the 38 are the closest. We've got 47 in 2 answers. So let's go check out and see what's going on with these. What is going on with our 5, 8, 4, 7? That's before you look at the question. I'm just ignoring it, not even paying no attention to it. I'm going to let the codes tell me what the answer is. So that's a lot easier than looking at that question and trying to decipher what the heck they mean. So 5847 is an add-on code. Would it ever be by itself? Would this code be by itself? Now that I see it and I've gotten there, it's got the plus symbol in front of it. That means it can't be by itself. So thank you for the share and the heart. We would not code that one by itself. It'd have to be with a code, right? So what's our 3/8 and our 3/0? 3/0 is an excision. And our 3/8 is under the chin. Yes. Nope. Go Cart's got it right. Everybody's saying B. Yep, we had this question. What day was this? Today's Monday. We had this one Friday. We've got a parenthetical that's underneath the 15847 that I think should be underneath the 30 because it's not underneath the 30. It says to use those two together. So I moved it and made my notes underneath the 30 to include that one, that we would use those together. I like that one, but I do wish they would move that parenthetical under both codes for sure. Yes, we did it Saturday. That's right. I added in another tutoring. Oh, the weather, it's so pretty outside. The sun's going down. So pretty. The sunset is really nice out there. All right. How many more we did like this? Did I get through all of these? I don't want to repeat too many that we already did. Tire face. Let's see. Did we do this one? How would a coder select the correct code to bill an excised benign lesion? I think we did this one too, didn't we? Y'all let me know. I'll keep moving. Do we calculate or do we measure? I think we did this one. Let's see your sunset. Well, the boys were here and they splashed hot tub water all over my windows. They're super dirty, but oh my gosh, the sunset is really pretty. If I could get it to focus. I don't know. There we go. It's just really pretty over the desert with the palm trees. Isn't that pretty? Just really pretty sunset. Yeah. Yep. It's just my windows are really dirty. Those boys need to come wash the window. Oh, let's see. There we go. Let me get this back. There we go. Yeah, we did this one. I thought so, too. I thought so. I'm going to get down there to some new ones. Did we do when skin replacement surgery is performed? What is included? Did we do this one? Yeah, it's pretty. I'm hoping I'm helping. Yeah, mine too. I love sunsets. Yep. We did this one too? Okay. Good Lord. We did total body surface area. Fibroids are located in and out. We did that one. Main function of the kidneys. Yep, I think we did that one. Y'all had me. We did the smooth muscles. Did we do this one? Y'all know I had that little fuzzy ball thing, so now I can't remember where I was at. Arteries and veins. Hey, Jess, how's it going? I was talking about you today. Okay, great. Finally found one we haven't done. In arteries and veins, there is an inner layer that helps circulate the blood flow. What's it called? Lord, help go card. I don't know. Let's see. Which one was that one? The main functions of the it's which is not a main function of the kidneys, and it was adrenaline was the answer. So it was one of those not questions. Here's the next one. What's the inner layer of arteries and veins that moves the blood through? That looks like a medication to me. Advent. There used to be an albuterol of some sort. It was a asthma medication. Yeah. Or the antiviral. I don't know. That looks like a medication name to me. So to find this one, if we go to our ICD-10 book, if you happen to have the AAPC version, I think you're going to go to page 8 of the ICD-10 book, the 2022, and they actually have the answer here. And this is where it comes in pretty handy to have the AAPC versions of these books, because this is where they're getting their questions from. So there's an inner layer that helps circulate the blood flow. And what is it called? Smooth muscle, valve. A valve is not in an artery or a vein, so we can get rid of that. Endothelium, and then advent, whatever. Endothelium is in there. A valve is actually in there. Smooth muscle is in there, and advent, all of them are in there. Very neat. So if you don't have that book, I'm showing you what page 8 looks like. And this is the picture that they're showing off that they want to know. Do you know which one pushes the blood through? Is that the valve? Or is it the endothelium? What you think based off that one? Everybody's saying B. B, B, B. Or D, valve. Endo. If you don't know this one, be sure and add it to your notes in cardiology. They're saying this one helps circulate blood. I'm just adding a note in here. And to mine on that page, and it is B, endo. The ending, you've got your circulatory ending on that. On your suffixes, that's why those are so handy. What organ is located at the bottom of the stomach? Hey, Mom. How's it going? So if we're looking at this one, we're going to be in our CPT book, page 342. If you have the AAPC version, 2022, 342, I think, which is our lovely person right here. I can't reach across my whole thing. So which one is at the bottom? There's our stomach. What's at the bottom? Right at the bottom is this line, which goes to our duodenum. Yep. Located at the bottom of the stomach. Just adding that note down. so that we have that for the next time we see it. Another one. My goodness. This one really caught my eye. So, which of the following body functions does the cranial nerve perform? Well, if you're thinking about cranial nerves, you start at the brain, you know, the top of your head, and then they kind of branch out and work their way down, right? So if you're only at number 4, I would think that I'd be up here and not down at the bladder at least yet, you know, or maybe even the heartbeat. You wouldn't be down there yet. You're still up here controlling this stuff. Thank you for that 2021 book. It's on 332. This one happens to be in our Hippix book again. If we go to page, where are we at? Hippix. If we go to page 32, if you're in the 2022 AAPC version of the Hippix, we have a picture of the parasympathetic system and the anatomy there. We have our cranial nerves listed down with their functions. They have the cranial nerves listed out and what they go to. So we've got 2 for the eyes. Stimulates flow, but it doesn't say that it's saliva, so I added that one in there. But they have them all listed here. Once we get down to the bladder, that would have been all the way down here to the pelvic nerves. But they do have this listed here. And unless you knew this answer or know where to find it and knew that it was in this one, this is actually in your ICD-10 book, sorry. ICD-10, page 32. Oop, not Hippix, 32. We have it there on the ICD-10 one. Yes. Page 32. One more hour. So we've got stimulating the saliva flow. Oh, come on, go away. I don't know how to make that go away once I press it. There we go. All right. Here's another one. Sorry. Which of the following is not a layer of the stomach? So we've got all these layers to your stomach, which are going to be in our Hippix page 30. So let's roll this sucker around, get back to our Hippix. So I'm in Hippix 2022, and if we go to page 30, they have the layers of the stomach right there. So you just check off which ones are there, and then the one that is not, which is the P one. And knowing that it would be here is interesting when it's not in our digestion. But you could add it, like layers of the stomach, that kind of thing, somewhere. We still have plenty of writing room if you wanted to get it all into one book. Go away. There we go. Nope, I don't want to end that now. So now you know your answer is this one, B. They're saying it's in page 54 of the 2021 Hippix. good to see Jess. This one was fun to find too. CFTR gene is located within which chromosome? Anybody want to take a gander? Where would you find that in 2 minutes or less? Will this kind of question be asked on the CPC exam? Could very well be. These are from aapc. Let me go to, where am I at? Is it this one? It's this one right here. So I am getting these. Not there. Where am I getting these from? Not there. That's my site. Where did I get these from? Did I go? Here we go. Not there. These are from aapc. So these are where I'm getting them from. Could very well be. That's why I'm going over them. I wanted to make sure y'all knew where to find some of these answers, that some of your anatomy questions could actually be in the Hippix book or in the ICD-10 book, which could be helpful. Sorry, I was trying to find one of the questions. Right now, I am on the 4000s. Here's one of the questions I did today about the pancreas transplant, cadaver donor one. It was an anatomy one. So I'm getting them from aapc. They're brand new for this year. So I don't know. And until people tell me what they had on their exam, what type of questions, I don't know. But anytime I can find any new questions, I want y'all to know about it. Somebody did tell me that they had exam C this weekend. Oh, Lord. She didn't mention anything that was on it, just that she had C. And then I had 2 people tell me they had B, and they let me know what they had on their exam. Some vocabulary words and some specific codes. I'll update our lovely little list. But I know one person was unfortunate and got the C, so I hope it was okay. You're only focusing on the codes. Thanks for mentioning. Yeah, I don't blame you. You only have 5 anatomy questions, so it's good to stay focused on the codes. But just in case you end up with one of these questions, I wanted you to be sure and know where to go to look for the different answers. This one's going to be in your ICD-10 book, and it's actually going to be on page 713 of your ICD-10 book. So let me move my little wheel around, and let's go to page 713, which is common pathologies for our respiratory system. You would have to put together that CFTR gene is for, by yourself, a condition of the respiratory system, and come here to the cystic fibrosis page and see that they have the gene listed here, right there, and then it would tell you which chromosome it is. It's chromosome 7. How you would know to get here is my issue. But I wanted y'all to see the question. So, because it is in their repertoire of questions that they could or use. So, I wanted you to know where this was. Just in case. Everybody says the The lucky number at the casinos is always 7. So you want to play those games that are 777. How many Horcruxes did Voldemort make? What's the most witching number ever? 7 is all involved and all that. So try to remember. I have to associate when I remember. So try to remember 7 is your lucky number. For cystic fibrosis, that is your chromosome. Yes, yes, yes. Which one of these sinuses is located underneath your eyes? Not too bad of a question right there. Anybody with any sinuses or seasonal allergies might be able to get this one. And all of you are going to get it wrong. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So let's go to page 712 in our ICD-10 book, because we're in the same area as our cystic fibrosis. If we pop over here to the previous page, we have all of our sinuses listed out right here. Which one is underneath your eyeballs? Now with this picture, now what's the answer? Which one is located underneath your eyeballs? There you go, Tiff. Which one is located underneath your eyes? We're going to have to go with D, guys. That big one right here is underneath your eyes. Everything else, there's your eyes. Your eyes are listed right at the SPH and everything above, but they said under your eyes. So that's maxillary. So I'm on page 712 of the 2022 ICD-10 one. I thought y'all would get that one. Y'all's maxillary sinuses. Yes. Those are the painful ones right underneath your eyes. Next to your nose, nostrils. Yep, yep, yep. Gets my nose a running thinking about them. This one should be easy. Where is your radius located? If you don't know, you can go to Skeletor. He's in our ICD or CPT book, right? Our skeleton guy under musculoskeletal. You can look for your radius, which I have all marked up over here. You can find your radius and then decide where it's located. Which part of the arm? The corners. Yes, well, they asked if it was, which one was under your eyes. So, corners. So, are we, you said arm, so we definitely get rid of leg, and we get rid of leg. So, are we lateral or distal? If we're talking about the radius. They love these words. Be sure to know your differences. Oh, good Lord. We are lateral. Good job. They even draw a picture of it. All right. Which organ's insufficiency is the main reason for diabetes? Shouldn't be too hard. Should be an easy one. Good job, Jill, Tammy, Cassie, Kaya. Everybody's got it right. Fadia, hey, how's it going? Hey, am I doing tutoring with you tomorrow? I think. Who am I doing tutoring with? Ooh, trash can night. I gotta get the trash cans down. Oh, I know I got too many tutoring tomorrow. I have too many. So it'll have to be everybody showing up and on time tomorrow because I got too many. Nope, I don't have Fadia. Am I doing you on Wednesday? I'm doing you on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so tomorrow is Sanchez, Long, and Fernandez. So I got plenty. But I'm doing you on Wednesday and Thursday. So those are good lighter mornings. So we're okay there. Just tomorrow is crazy. Yes, doing you in the morning. Absolutely. Oh, you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, go to booking and book a tutoring session with me. Be sure and let me know what you want to go over. Sanchez, do I know what I'm doing tomorrow with you? What am I doing? Where's my notes? Do I have notes? What am I doing tomorrow with you? I got to prep for those. What are we doing? Tutoring. Oh, she wants to. Are we still doing lab, path, and medicine? That was back in April, though. I don't know if I'm still doing that. What am I doing tomorrow? Yay, Sarah. That is so awesome. I'm so glad you found that job in Kingman. I'll be in Kingman, I think, on Thursday. Got to take Travi. He's got a mole that he's had since birth. It's growing chunky bits on it that we're going to take. His pediatrician wants it removed. So, yay. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I was trying to find you. There was a home health agency here in Fort Mojave that was looking for somebody, but that's kind of a far drive, but you'd have to be in the office like one day a week at least, but some of it could be remote, but I don't know how long this place is going to be open. They're having some trouble, so we'll see. But I'm so happy. Dr. Lafredo is Travi's peds doctor, so if you're ever coding for her, she's a sweetheart. But you're doing cardiology. My mom sees a cardiologist up there in Kingman. So that's awesome, Sarah. Oh, thank you for saying. Been a coder at Kingman Hospital for a year now. Aw. She's your kid's doctor too. Isn't she awesome? She's very, very thorough. I like her. I don't like people that half do things. So I like her. She spends her time. Everybody gets mad at me in the lobby, but, everybody gets the good time, plus she's knowledgeable. She's awesome. Hey, Robin, you passed your exam today with Tiffany. She passed her exam today, too. So that is awesome. Yay, so glad to hear. I like Dr. Lafredo. She takes care of Travi and James. You want to go over Sanchez 2,000, 3,000, and guidelines. Thank you so much for letting me know because I'm so absent-minded I always forget. 2,000, 3,000, and ICD-10. I'm writing it down. You're my first one in the morning. So that's awesome. And I don't have my... Okay, so the time zones are killing me. So right now it's 8 p.m. I have you down for 8, as soon as the kids leave, so 8:30 in the morning, so 12 hours from right now, and we can do, and then I've got Angie right after you, but I've got a good hour and a half that you and I can work on before I have to go to her. Probably about an hour and 45 minutes that I can work with you. So that'll be good. And then I got to do Angie. And then I have a break, and I got to do Natalie in the afternoon tomorrow. But I got to work in between then. So perfect. I'll get you all up ready. She coded urgent care, primary care, endocrinology, and desert vein, critical care, and post-hospital. Oh, critical care will be rough. Congratulations. Hey, MK, how are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Everything cool? I think I have some tutoring that you and I need to make up. So whenever, message me and let me get Fridays rescheduled for you, please. Be sure, let's get that going. It's good to see you. I hope everything's going great. I took me a nap on Friday, so don't worry about anything. That is fine. Great. I'm glad you're feeling better. Whenever you're ready. I just can't do tomorrow. That's for sure. I got 3, and that's too many, but the rest of the week is good. But I'm so glad. Yes, I know you're having anxiety. Don't let it stress. What will be, will be. Pancreas is definitely the answer here. I'm going to skip this anatomy one, and let's get to some coding. I know you think you're not prepared, but I think you're doing lovely. I think you're doing wonderfully. You're too hard on yourself. But be sure and message me on the Medical Coding by Jen or on Discord. Let me know what day is convenient in time for you, and then remind me what we should be going over on your next session so we can get that rescheduled. Let's work on some CPT codes. So we've got 3 of them that are have the 13s in them. So that looks promising. I'd go to those codes first, the 613s, see what's going on with these codes, see what my differences are before I look at my question. 613. We're in nervous system. 61304. Craniotomies. Love these. We've got an exploratory. We've got a hematoma. And then intracerebral. The kids are knocking on the door. Y'all let me know what you think about the answer. I'll go check on them. What do you want, Demon Child? You were doing what? Wow, Travis. I swear to God. What? John, you're complaining about John being a snitch. Tell him what you did. Tell him what you did, Travis. What were you just doing? You're 13 years old. Fixing to be 14 in December. What were you doing? Lighting stuff on fire in the bathroom over the toilet. He was using water, I guess, but still. Holy crap.
I'm not supposed to light stuff in the first place without a parent around.
Yeah. Thanks for parroting that back at me, but that doesn't help the fact that I can't even go live
I did so far.
And
so
help
well.
other people
I did really
because
good
I
so
need to
far.
babysit you. No, you haven't, Travis. No, you haven't. No. And I've got to stop. And now I've got to deal with a whole summer of you being home with me. And how am I going to tutor and how am I going to do lives? Knowing that I have a child running amok in my house. You will be in here writing books for the summer, for this stunt. The entire summer. Please swallow your spit.
It's not spit.
What have you got in your mouth then?
Some of my skin and my tongue.
You have some of your skin and tongue in your mouth. Yours?
No, my cheek.
Travis, stop it. Stop. MK says, hello, Travis. Please stop. B is your answer for this one. We are doing an exploratory method, which matches our 04, which says exploratory. Not too bad. That's an easier one. So let's look up these codes. 48100. I kind of like those two because they're both at least the 481s, right? Versus the O and the 5. Y'all look up the codes real quick. Tell me what the differences are. Be right back. I'm going to ruin James's day. You should have gotten a shower when you got home from school. It shouldn't be this many hours later after you lay on the couch. All right. Let's see what our question is about. Question is, a patient with a large, bothersome pancreatic stone has surgery. Doesn't seem too hard. Which one of these codes deals with a stone? 481. Let's see. This was an open fine needle aspiration. Oof. That's not even nowhere near what we're doing. That's like a total removal of something. Ugh. Yep. 48021 is removal of a calculus. You would have to know, by the way, that an AKA term for stone equals the CALCULUS. So be sure you make notes that that is your removal of your stone. right there. Yep. Perfect. So let's see what the differences are here. We've got 436, 435, 436, 666. So let's go to the sixes. 43605. I do because you told us to write in the book. Write it down. Good job. That's good. Thanks, Tammy. 436. Just writing Travis out. Let's see. 43605. 43605. So that everybody in the family knows that he's grounded for the summer. 436. 436. You can sit outside the pool and watch me swim next week too. How about that? We don't want to put nobody around or in the pool that might light it on fire. Oh my goodness. 43605. Not some 14-year-old, my goodness, who will be an adult. An adult, according to the legal law of the land, in what, 4 more years? 4 short little years? 43631 is a partial. That's a partial. Let's see. What are we doing? We're undergoing a stomach biopsy. It could be malignant. They did a removal, a laparotomy. We got B. We got B as a biopsy. Bilapoctomy. I like that answer. Says all 3 words. Yep, perfect. These are easier than their anatomy ones for sure. Oh my gosh, so much easier. What is our 2-5 and 2-6 and maybe our 2-0? 428. 428. How are we doing on time? 42835. Appendectomies. Love them. These are usually pretty easy. You just got to make sure you're doing that procedure for that age of patient. So it's not too bad. So we have an 8-year-old. So what do you guys think? Are we doing 1 code or 2 codes? 30 more minutes. Okay. No skipping lines, no skipping boxes. I want an I in that box, just like that box. Go. Write an I in it. Then I want a C in that one. Same thing. All the way across and all the way down. No skipping anything. I'll make you restart if you don't do it nicely. Hey, Betty, how's it going? About an hour and a half. Sorry. I'll text you. I didn't know. I've been mostly... So let's see. I wish the exam questions were this easy. Yeah. Some of those anatomy questions were really rough, though, this morning. Earlier, anyway, today. So let's check out our differences between these codes. 40500. I like the 20405s. Use your hand to hold the paper in the notebook, please. The other hand. Thank you. You can hold your own head up. Lip shave. Let's see, is that what we're doing today? We did not do a reconstruction. We removed about half of the infected tissue. Which one of these would be removal of infected tissue? With no reconstruction. What do you guys think? She must have got some bad Botox for sure. 30 is your answer, which was B. Good job. Did you hear about Travis, Miss Betty? He's sitting in here with us writing sentences because his older brother just caught him lighting stuff on fire over the toilet in the bathroom while I'm doing my live. So he'll be attending every tutoring session and class I have all summer long. I guess my almost 14-year-old young man cannot handle being left unsupervised during my live lessons. So we'll have Travis's help all summer long. Hey, Tammy. Thanks for the share. All right, 451. They're all 451s. They can't stay alone. I know. They're always just, geez. We got transnasal approach is some differences. So, this is after a colonoscopy. Boy, I'd hate to have a transnasal after that. Let's see. We've got, after a colonoscopy, we've got transnasal approach. Looky there. We do have that transnasal. Good gracious. One end or the other, or both. My goodness. Do one sentence at a time, not I all the way down. No. You're going to write that whole sentence and think about that sentence each time you write the sentence. We ain't going to write just letters and it not sink in. You know I don't allow that. You're going to write one sentence at a time. We've got A's and C's. A's and C's. Oops, sorry. I don't know what that is. Why are y'all picking C? What's our differences? 95171. Let's see. Or 5. Oh gosh. 451. 45171. 451. Travis, no. You're writing one letter in each block. Or I'll tear it up and you can start over. 171. Y'all are saying partial excision, rectal tumor, transnasal approach, not including muscular partial thickness, versus the 90, which says it is a full thickness tumor. No, destruction of rectal tumor. It says it's a destruction with laser beam. What are we doing? It says the tumor was removed. But it also says destruction with laser. Huh. The physician wanted the tumor removed before it becomes larger, more of a problem. Because it's not that big, the tumor was just destroyed. Oh, look at that language. And if you picked tumor removal, you would have gotten the wrong one. So if you read just from the bottom and only read the two sentences on the bottom, like I always say, start at the bottom and only see what was done, you would have just stopped at tumor destruction with laser was performed transnasally. You would have never, ever read any of that beginning stuff up here, and you wouldn't have known any of that propaganda up here. So if you just look up your codes ahead of time, you would have known that one's a laser, one's a removal. If you read from the bottom up, you would have stopped right here and saw that the tumor was destroyed with a laser. You would have never seen that. So be careful reading the whole question from beginning to end. It will not do any good, but just get you the wrong answer. Yep. All right. What's our differences here? 15 more minutes. All right. We've got 4 3/8, and they're all in a row. Let's start with the first one. 4 3/8 4 3. 4 3/8. We've got a vertical band. We've got a partial resect. And a revision. So what are we doing with our question? We're doing a block was done right here. Which one has that word in it? Yep, R46. You see that, MK? It's got the word right there. That is in our question. Yep, good. So we've got a bunch of 3 7s, 2 or 5s, and 2 or 6s. I was looking at TikTok Live through the computer. Is horrible. Is it? Oh my gosh. I can't wait for them to give me the ability to go live on the computer. I think that would be fun because then I could use a different camera and I could use my teaching camera, which is a PDF camera, which zooms in much better than this cell phone camera. 4 3 7. I haven't tried since I hit the 10,000 mark. Maybe I can now that I have. 4 3 7 5 6. So we're in intubate versus a tube, but you can only bill that 52 if the doctor does it. If anybody else does it, you can't bill it. 61 is nutrition, and then 42 is no revision. It's just a replace. May require dilation, just in case. So we're repositioning. Which one of these is a reposition? That wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. 61. Our one-word differences. So we got quite the gamut of codes here. We've got radiology to our 4,000 codes where we've been pretty much all day to, holy crap, a bunch of codes right here. So that's very interesting. Let's see what the question is asking us. Let's see what y'all do with this question without my help. What do y'all think? What are you writing?
My eyes.
Got a couple of D's, a couple of A's. Your question says, if you code a lavage with imaging, which codes are you not allowed to use with it? So you're going to be looking for your do nots. They want to know if you know where your do nots are in this section and if you are able to pick those out. You're not putting one word in each block like I had right here. You can rewrite it if you're not going to do it the way I did it. Yep. Which one is not allowed? The answer is not D. I can tell you that. And your answer is going to be on the 395, so you are correct there. But the answer is not D. Where is our 395? I'm on 365. 395. It's on 395. Which one is not allowed with the peri lavage? 83. What does it say? All those 7,000 codes is what's in your do not. So A is your answer. That's what they were looking for. They were wanting to know if you knew what your do nots were. And it's on every one of these codes in this section. Don't code with these. Don't code with these. So that's what they were asking. The question is kind of confusing, but they were wanting to know if you knew where the do nots were. Yeah, I have no idea what a C is and why it's like that. The question is right here. If you code with imaging guidance, which codes are you not allowed to use with it? And there's another question coming up that is just like it. So if you're looking right here at your peritoneal lavage, all they wanted to know is, do you know what the do nots say? And that's your 7,000 codes. I'm on page 395 of the 2022 CPT book. And this is your question. It's a very unique and new way of writing the question and looking for an answer they've not really asked for before. I mean, they put the do nots in probably some of your answers, like they'll add a 7000 code to the 9084 code and have it as a possible answer for that procedure, and you'll know to exclude it because it's in your do nots, but they've never asked you exactly where are the do nots for this particular code. And that's all they were looking for was, thank you, on the 2021 book, it's on 385. Thanks, Tricia. Yep. They don't give you the code for lavage. They do give you some of these codes. So I went to the 49083 code, which is right above. And then I saw that peritoneal lavage was right under it. It's the 84 instead of indexing it. But you could actually index it. They've never asked you to index anything during the CPC exam. That's why this question is so interesting. So I was showing people, I was getting these questions from AAPC today. You know, kind of interesting new questions. Here's some of the ones that we were doing right now. Probably the IRSIPs. Yep. There's that one. It's right here. Just a very interesting question. I'm not making them up ruefully, but they're actually part of their question repertoire. Here's that allograft one that I just sort of flashed, just in case. So here's our question. According to the guidelines of the pancreas transplantation, which of the following is included with the cadaver donor pancreatectomy? Whatever. The pancreas removal from a donor. That answer is on page 394 of your 2022 CPT book. There's a header with your guidelines listed for pancreas transplantation. There are some guidelines there. And I don't know how many times I've told y'all what's in the parentheses is so important. This is where they got that question. It's actually from the parentheses, but the parentheses is listed in the guidelines. So they started out with the parentheses right here and ends up with the cold preservation. And the parentheses starts right there at the perfusion with cold preservations. And I only had it highlighted today because it was already highlighted, because I always highlight whatever's in the parentheses, even if it's just an S. But I added right here, could be on the exam today. Very interesting. It's on page 384 of the 2021 book. Sorry. I know my camera won't really focus on paper versus computer screen. It does not like it. Yeah. All right, we got a bunch of 429s here. Thank you for all the hearts and the shares. We got 4 shares and 4,000 likes tonight. Yay, it's time. Okay, we'll do this last one and we'll be done. D is unlisted. Awesome. So what's our 50 and 59? What's our differences? Which one's a pharinplasty after stabilization? We got a repair. Four, 2, 9. Which one is after stabilization, though? That doesn't sound like you're writing a sentence, Travis. Keep writing your sentences. Everybody's going with B. Everybody would be correct. Good job. So you can add in there that they did stabilization too as an AKA term for that one. Might help. I'm just adding that into my notes too. Well, I hope these were helpful. Be sure to know about your sinuses. That was on page 712 of your ICD-10 book. Your chromosomal 7 is super important. That chromosome is in your respiratory system and it controls cystic fibrosis. So if we have that gene, the CFTR, we are dealing with chromosomal 7. We have our maxillary sinuses are the ones that are below the eyes. Super cool. That is there. What else did we have? We had in our Hippix book, we had a couple of them. We had our nerve for the IX nerve that stimulates the flow of saliva in our mouth. So that cranial nerve 4, or IX, was in our Hippix book, which was cool to know. And then we had these particular parts of our arteries and veins, and that the endoepithelium is the one that helps circulate the blood through here. They had a difference between this one, the valve, the smooth, and the advent. Out of all of those, which one helps circulate? It's our endo. So be sure you have that written down somewhere. For our anatomy tonight, and then we did lots of things like your tonsillectomy and adenoidectomy are all one code. You don't need multiple. That's helpful. And we know not to play with fire in the bathroom, even at the very young age of 14. We don't do that at all. It's not a good way to attract attention. It's a good way to get grounded for the summer and have to learn a lot about medical coding this summer. Yep, you keep writing those sentences. You're going to be here a while. But I have 3 people to tutor tomorrow, so if you are one of my 3, be sure I know who what I am prepping, because I'm going to get off here and prep for y'all's tutoring sessions tomorrow and get those taken care of. Travis has a dermatology appointment on Thursday evening, but I will be back here on Wednesday for another live with Travis in tow. You mentioned something in endo. Oh gosh. Yeah, the sinuses one was tricky. When I see the diagnosis in CPT, it's close to ethmoid, but more clear in ICD-10. Yeah. Yep. I will post this recording in on YouTube. Everything else should still be on YouTube. I think I've gotten everything over there, all the recent lives. I got Saturdays, Fridays, Wednesdays, and Mondays all up there, I think. Betty, I'm sorry it didn't let you know. I never know if you're busy with the kids or if I should bug you or not, but I will let you know when I'm going live for sure. It was good to see you. And I will be on Discord if y'all need me. Just holler. Keep messaging me. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see y'all again on Wednesday night. Congratulations again to Tiffany and our other one. Who was that found out they passed today? Who was that? Oh my gosh. Come on, phone. Who was that? I know I took a picture because I wasn't going to be able to remember the name. All these names. Robin. That's right. Robin passed. She passed tonight. Yay. Good night, y'all. Thanks, Go-Kart. Thanks, Rosalind. Thanks, Cashmere. One more pass. Yep, we had 2 pass today, so that's awesome. Tiffany, too. Yep. I want you to pass too, MK. When's Mean getting back into town? She needs to come take her test, too, so she can pass. She's ready.